Good morning, everybody. Dave Finale here, Real Estate Skill Builder. Welcome to Real Estate Talk TGIF, episode 200. I am so fortunate to have Mr. Jackson Wilkey, the co-founder of Channel Junkies, on with me. We're going to have a great discussion today about lead generation, the do's, the don'ts, what you need, what you don't need, how to do it the Channel Junkies way, etc. Jackson, thanks for coming on today.
My man, let's do this.
Here we go, man. We'll be right back.
Real estate agent, are you looking to acquire clients consistently so you can grow your business and your income to live a great lifestyle? This is Dave Finale and the RE Skill Builder podcast.
Hey, everybody. I said it was Real Estate Talk TGIF 200. This is episode 200. It's a milestone. But it's only 197 weeks in a row. So I'm waiting on that milestone for a few weeks. Then in a couple of months, we'll have the 4th year anniversary, which is really exciting. And I got great people coming up. And Jackson Wilkey today for number 200. Good morning, Jackson.
What is happening, homie? I love it. 200. There we go. The milestone.
That's right, man. That's right. And here you are for it. So I got one question before we get into the nitty gritty of your story and your business and how we can help real estate agents grow their businesses. Do you know what TGIF stands for?
Yeah, it was that badass Nickelodeon segment back when I was a kid. Thank God it's Friday, but maybe it's something different for you and the audience.
No, actually, yeah, it is. You got to think a little bit about it, Jackson. It's thank God it's finale. Think about it, right?
Got it.
My broadcast, my name, why not, right? Anyway, I love doing that. Everybody loves it. Sometimes I guess about 1 out of 5 people get it. So all right, so it doesn't matter. You didn't get it. No big deal. So let's
all right. I'm over right now.
That's okay, man. That's okay. You're going to score 100 on everything else we talk about today.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Jackson Wilkey, realtor, video guy, the whole thing with Channel Junkies. How did you go from what you were doing when you got started into real estate and then into video and everything else? Tell me your story.
So realtor, I wouldn't say so much. I like to coin myself as kind of the shittiest realtor of all time. Me and you have had some conversations before this about, closing deals and getting leads from here and converting. And that's right. Like, I just can't do it. But what happened was, I'll sum this up as quick as I can. I am actually, from North Idaho, small little town, born and raised, blue collar worker, grew up working on a ranch, did line work, working power lines, and said enough of that union shit. Packed up, moved to Portland, took a job making a third less, and that job was a sales rep for escrow. So I knew nothing about real estate market. I didn't even have Facebook, none of that shit. So people always go, Jackson, you're this tech guy, you're this video guy, and I'm like, dude, I didn't know anything about it, but my personality, I'm gonna win. So I got obsessed. So when I became a sales rep, my whole job was, hey, meeting these realtors, trying to get them more business so they'd send me, their business to me, right? And so every single one of them said, oh my God, video, it's it. I have to be doing video. So me being who I am, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to get obsessed with it. So I bought this like $200 MacBook off eBay, started shooting videos to get out to agents to get my name and brand and editing. And then that turned into shoot. I'll just go shoot your videos for you. That's like super value add, right? Well, 99% of them wouldn't show up. And if they did, they didn't know what to say. And it was just an embarrassing nightmare. So about 6 months in, I meet my homie J-Dow, my business partner, Jesse, and he was just all in. And we shot a shitload of videos. And so super fast forward. I've been doing the sales thing with escrow for 11 months and hated it, man. It was basically going and helping Gertrude turn on her computer, and so I was like, I got to get into the other side of this. My business partner, we weren't partners out of the gate, but basically we did everything together with Jesse, and he did 12 million his first year. So like an absolute badass realtor. And I'm like, well, if he can do it, I can do it because I'm a killer. Well, I found out the first 6
Jackson,
months.
Jesse did 12 million his first year.
Was
it with video?
No, he did it all from cold calling and not the mass robo-dial cold calling. He's so good. He mastered these scripts that he would actually pick the house he wanted. He learned how to form a relationship and find the pain points. It's really interesting to hear his story about it because as we try and hit the masses, like with lead generation and just try and convert, his whole goal was, I'm going to find the one I want. and I'm going to listen to them in their pain. And what realtors do typically is tell people everything they're doing wrong. And he learned the psychology of like, hey, you're doing this right. Let me help. And boom. So, I mean, he's listing like $1.5 million homes. That's actually how we met was he listed that through my title company. But yeah, dude, 12 mil. I thought I could do it. Traditional real estate. He had me cold calling, door knocking scripts, all that bullshit. I couldn't close a thing, like nothing. I couldn't convert a thing, nothing. Right. So, my wife's, there's depression. I got 2 kids. We got no money coming in, new market. It was tough, but during that time, I was obsessed with video. So I shot thousands of videos. So when I speak about what I like and what I don't like and what works and what doesn't work, I'm not one of these guys who just took a course and everything was perfect and it just worked right out of the gate and here's how to do it. No, like I ate shit for a long time. I shot over 100 videos at one point in like 2-month period. I was doing 30 for 30s, 30 spots in 30 days, shop, restaurant interviews, bars. I did school interviews. I had the local police department reach out. Like nobody shot more video than me. And I took the digital mayor approach thinking it would blow up. That's what Gary V told us to do.
Right.
Sorry, Gary V, you're full of shit. It doesn't work. That is not answering the consumer's questions. But what it did for me personally is understand, okay, what works, what doesn't. And sometimes in this world of real estate, we get told, oh my God, look at the views I got and look at this video. And, it's usually just a bunch of attention from real estate. But me coming home one day and seeing my wife curled up on the bed, physically unable to move from depression and trying to feed these kids, like I had to be honest. It wasn't paying. To this day, I've gotten this many phone calls from that. So I was getting recognized. It did kind of build my brand, but I still have received zero business from those style videos.
So let me ask you this question. So the digital mayor thing, which we hear so much about, and we hear so much about from people that are doing exceptional businesses that you and I know,
Yep.
We have mutual friends, right? The digital mayor thing, getting content out there, putting content everywhere, which I coach and train on, right?
Yep.
Didn't work.
So here's the thing. We have to analyze people's business, right? And
Yes.
There are agents doing 500 million in sales, 200 million in sales, or closing 50 homes a year. And they do a lot of video, right? I talked to the number 3 agent in Portland, Oregon, because we were tight. We played a lot of basketball together. Just killer dude. He did so many videos. And I asked him one day, dude, how much, like this is back in my, oh my God, I'm doing video too. We have something to connect with. And I was like, how much are you getting from that? And he's like, I mean, I can't put a number to it, but I think it's good for our team and our bonding our team and for our brand. And then I started a podcast where I started interviewing all these agents doing video. And all of them were like, oh, yeah, I got this many views and that many views. And at the end, I'm like, what's up, buddy? Yeah, dude, how much you close from that? They're like, well, It's not really quantifiable. And I haven't even really applied the videos yet.
Right.
That was the answer over and over and over. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I can't close a deal. Like I'm going to have to go back to Idaho and start working on power lines again. That was literally the point I was at. And then there's a story of Jesse, calling me and kind of realizing this and saying, bro, you okay? And I'm like, no. So he gave me a piece of his business, said, I've never seen anybody work as hard as you. And something's going to grow. Something's going to crack with your videos. And when it does and your business equals mine, we'll split everything 50-50. But for now, just be my assistant and keep your head above water. Like it was that day that now not only is I'm not making money for my family, I'm taking 20% of some dude's business. So I got to get my shit together and figure this stuff out.
All right. So you got content out there. And one of the things I always say about content, if you want to keep throwing it out there, great. And it's going to get you noticed. It's going to get people to see you and know who you are. But it's just like the commercial that doesn't tell anybody to do anything. There's no, let's just use it simply as a CTA call to action. But there also was the information that maybe you're putting out there that people don't want, right?
Right.
So go ahead. Talk to me more about the next step that you figured out.
So I always love to give flowers, right? In this industry, you've got to, you always learn something from somebody. And in that interview process, that podcast process, I end up getting a hold of Karen Carr over on the East Coast, and she does an interview with me. And she actually could answer the question of, yeah, I have a closing today from YouTube. And I'm like, you got to be shitting me. She goes, no, it works. Like people call me and I'm like, oh my God. Like, okay. So I've been doing YouTube but it was what Gary Vee and some of these other realtors taught me, which was put your listings on there, do all your property tours, do, inspection, escrow. And that was something she taught as well. But she sparked the idea. So I got into her group, started, studying YouTube and all that, and did a lot of the things she taught, but it wasn't my style. And that's, really what I teach and preach is like, you've got to find who you are.
Right.
Well, at the beginning of this, what did I say? I'm the shittiest realtor of all time. Like my brain doesn't work that way. I get anxious to even knock on a door to show a home. I don't like gathering information and studying the market. So when I had to do these videos, she taught inspection, escrow, but she did one video that was like pros and cons and it blew up. And I was like, that's kind of more my style. So I got to give her flowers and I owe her to this day. But my methodology of what I do YouTube and what we've seen thousands of other agents duplicate with like these living in channels is what I found out worked for me. And that was really becoming this just YouTube analytic guru, understanding data analytics, click-through rates, average view durations. And so that's really how it started was, learning from her. And then now YouTube was where I needed to get my videos in front of people most likely to watch it. And so the big misconception, yes, you can still do short form content in Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I don't do it because, again, I'm usually on like Instagram Reels or TikTok when I'm in the bathroom taking a shit. Like I have 2 minutes to kill and I'm trying to entertain. So I didn't go there to go buy something or seek information. I'm just trying to waste some time. YouTube is what I learned. Shit, people are going there to learn something. And then through keyword research, she used a tool called Keywords Everywhere. That's what I started with. But I started understanding that's pulling information from Google, not YouTube. So one day I did a search, Beaverton, Oregon, and Keywords Everywhere. It came back with 37,000 searches a month. I'm like, dang, I did that in TubeBuddy that pulls information directly from YouTube, and it was 375,000 searches a month. And I'm like, holy shit, that's it. Everybody wants to see these cities. They don't want to read about it. And so that's the day I invented the real estate vlog. If you see the channel Junkies, that's me with a GoPro. There was no vlogging kits when I started. I had to make this Frankenstein thing, which now vlogging and the GoPro thing is you see them everywhere. But yeah, we started doing these living in, city state vlogs, and it blew up. And then there was a lot of pain after that too. But that's kind of how now we started getting into doing the correct videos. And then we weren't getting any calls or reach outs until I developed, the call to action and something else.
So let's talk a little bit about, you talked about video on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, et cetera. And basically when you do something there, it's, you got a couple extra minutes just to kill time. But one of the things I want to ask you about when it comes to that type of video and what you're doing on YouTube with the living in and the information, Karen Carr, friend of the broadcast, been on it twice. Great person. Great.
She's my OG. I love her.
Right. Exactly. I mean, I love her too. I
just had to find out my style. That's it at the end of the day.
Right. And when you found out what you wanted to do and you looked at it, I remember one of Karen's videos, her pros and cons of moving to Savannah. That was probably the one you're talking about. And I remember, I know that really well. I recommend Karen to everyone because it's a great start. She really knows how to do it and really got down to it. But I want to talk to you and ask you the question about what I like to call directional as far as non-directional, opposed to non-directional. And what I mean by that is, just to give a little explanation, is the Facebook, the TikTok, all that stuff, that's all non-directional. And basically, if people are on there, they're going to see it. If they're in your feed because you've connected on a great way, they're going to see it. Otherwise, they're not going to see it unless you place an ad and use them as their target. Right. The thing about YouTube, which you have proven and others have proven, is that it's a directional. Karen Carr proved it. You proved it. It's a directional approach, which means you said it. People want to learn about the cities. They want to learn about certain things. So they're going to go into, as a joke, my friends and I call it the Google machine, and they type in what they want. Buying a home in Portland, Oregon, buying a home in Idaho, whatever town it is. So when it comes to those types of videos, though, I mean, isn't there more to it than just doing that video? Hey, come and move to, Portland, Oregon, and, you can go to this steakhouse or it's got this nice town center. Isn't there more to it than that, though, Jackson?
Yeah, because right now, Dave, if forced, you had to move your family here to Houston, Texas, or maybe to North Idaho, Would you search, John's, spaghetti shop or Johnny's tacos? No, you wouldn't give two shits about that. So we make our content directional or non-directional, unfortunately, because of the way the real estate industry was taught for over a decade. So
Right.
even on YouTube, you can absolutely hurt yourself and your channel. Now, one thing that she did, and I started noticing as I became a true YouTuber. So I started studying the top YouTubers in the world. Like, if I'm gonna know this stuff, Brian G. Johnson's, Nick Nimmons. So I knew, okay, the real estate agents are all full of shit. I want to learn from true YouTubers. And that's where my obsession came from. So when I started placing videos on social media, right? That's the big thing. TubeBuddy told you to do that. Karen has a group that's a like, share, comment group where, hey, bring it in. We'll all comment, we'll all share, we'll all like, and we'll all help each other grow. Well, I would do all of the stuff to make it to where it lands in the laps of people or where people search and find it. That's keyword research. That's SEO. That's relevancy. That's optimization. But then I would take that video and blast it all over in front of my friends, other real estate agents, YouTube groups, just to try and get views because we're sold on that shit. And what happened was whenever I would go to check out my rankings or my SEO, the video was gone. You couldn't find it in search. I would look at my average view durations and my click-through rates. This is stuff nobody was looking at the time. It was just strictly how many views can we get, right? Well, the views come from what's more powerful on YouTube, the suggested and browse features. That's where YouTube places your videos in front of people most likely to watch it. I can average anywhere from 40 to 50% longer average view durations on my suggested and browse videos than my search videos. So YouTube's way smarter and these algorithms are way smarter than we are. But to make it non-directional or to absolutely put your YouTube channel or your Facebook or your Instagram marketing behind the 8 ball is sharing your content on other platforms with people not really wanting that information, right? So if I take my video and put it in a group full of real estate agents, some of them may watch it, but the majority of them may click on it, click off. They were subscribing and unsubscribing. They would watch 10 seconds, 15 seconds. So my average view duration on a 15-minute video would be 30 seconds long. And that tells YouTube, well, this is a shitty video and we're never going to recommend it anywhere. And the people that are watching it, we're trying to recommend it in front of them too, and they don't want it. So I started noticing this one day that our channel was just depleting. Like every time a video would rank, we would share it everywhere and boom, it would pull out. And I told Jesse, so I became a true YouTuber. Like, this is my obsession, right? I can talk about this shit all day. I said, Jesse, dude, this is killing us. He's like, what do you mean? Like, how? And I'm like, dude, I'm really getting good at this YouTube thing and algorithms and data analytics, click-through rates. Every time we share it, those numbers plummet and it pulls us out of ranking. Let's stop sharing it and see what happens. Fucking economic, like epic growth, right? So just it took off, right? And it wasn't the next day. It took time to feed those algorithms, right? So I always preach, do not share it. Now, I've traveled the country for the better part of 2.5 years. I've started 13 channels across the country. We've sold over 300 homes. We sold 176 homes in 2021 alone, all from YouTube, 100% free. And when I fly in, I'd partner with these people. And the first thing I tell them, Dave, if I catch you sharing this video on any of your social media, the partnership is over with, and I will find somebody else to close these deals. Because I know if I allow these things to grow organically, I know every stat, every number. I know which benchmarks I want to hit. And I can tell you that the week or month, that channel is going to explode because I know organically at the end of 1 week, if I get 3 views from people who searched and found my content, that's 10 times more powerful than 3 million views of me paying for it or sharing it. So when it comes to Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all we do is talk about ourselves, me, myself, my listing. It's disgusting. It's gross. And none of your friends care about it. And if you get any engagement, it's typically other real estate agents.
Yes.
So why do you do that? Because we were taught that. And then we always look at everybody else, just like I did for so long, right? I don't say this stuff because I think my systems are better. I worked harder than anybody. I shot thousands of videos. I fell flat on my face. My wife got depressed. I couldn't feed my kids because those videos don't work. So when I say, hey, now we've closed 300 homes in the past 2 years for free, like I know what works, what doesn't. So if I'm going to be on a social media platform, I don't care what it is. YouTube's obviously the best. I'm going to start content marketing and not just talking about me. So content marketing, the definition is answering the consumer's question. The beginning aspect of a sales process. If you don't know the sales process, look it up because that's how you need to define your marketing. If people are going to buy something, that means they have a massive problem. The very first thing of the sales process and the very first part of people having a problem is they go and they information seek. So they're going to seek out an answer to this, right? Well, what does that mean? Did they go to TikTok and search, hey, what is the best area to live? Nope. They go to a search engine. They figure this out, right? So if you can land in those laps of people searching, I just proved it through keyword research that they're searching your city 10, 12, 15 times a month more in YouTube than Google, and probably a million times more a month than they do in Instagram. Then that's what we need to do, is we need to open up our content, answering the consumers' questions. And then when 3 people watch our Facebook video live, just where, hey, COVID hit you hard. You thought it was awesome at the beginning. You're working shoulder to shoulder with your hubby, and now you can't stand it and you need an extra room. You need an extra office. But if you sell your house, where the hell are you moving to? That's the problem. In fact, I've helped 3 different clients do this. I'm going to tell you what they did to do it and some of the big mistakes they made and how you can avoid that. So stay tuned. So if I do that on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, I'm going to grab an audience of people who are thinking that. And then the algorithms go, okay, there's actually a couple other people out there that are just like that. And that's how algorithms work. But if we go, hi, my name's Jackson, the top realtor in the entire world. Look at me and my listing and my open house and my, your friends are like, I'm out of here, So sorry, I'm a long-winded dude, but that's the backstory of how all of this shit happened and why I believe in content marketing.
So I want to get into a question we got from the audience, and it's from Frank. He says, I understand not sharing the YouTube link to the social media sites, but what about uploading the hard file to those social media sites to get the indirect or non-directional viewership and then keep the YouTube upload separate?
So totally, if you want to. I'm at the point now where I don't do it. Again, here's the whole thing, and this is the craziest, and you don't get it until you get it, right? My social media is Jackson Wilkey. Like, that's it. I don't talk real estate. There's no relocation, nothing. Because what I've done is I've found a medium to where people actually search out because they have a problem and they have the start of the sales process. From there, they watch my videos and then they're like, well, it's kind of like Amazon. When you see this amazing product and it's perfect, you don't buy it. You go and look at the reviews and it's like your dad. He'd be like, yeah, I got the best pair of tennis shoes in the world. You're like, sweet, Dad. Well, I'm going to go read everybody else's reviews. I'm not going to take your word for it. So people now come to my Facebook and Instagram and they just want to see who I am. They're calling Jackson Wilkey because they're calling me. They don't care that I'm the top producer. I'm the shittiest realtor ever. And believe it or not, people call and go, well, I'm only working with you. You're the one on the videos. I got to have you. And I say, absolutely. Here's the deal. I'm the worst realtor in this town. I just can't close deals. That's why I partnered up with Connor. Connor is the top agent here. This is the toughest market to get into. You do not want me closing your deal. I will be here every step of the way. I will help you find your perfect spot. But when it comes to putting in the offer and getting this thing accepted, you don't want me. You want Connor. And they go, thank you so much for your honesty. Hook me up with Connor as soon as you're done. That's it. Like, the more honest I am, the better. My social media, I'm using, hanging with my kid. I got 3 little kids. It's my life. Messing with them, pranking them, drinking brewskis, golfing, joking. And people either love it or they hate it, right? But the reach outs then come, oh my God, I saw your YouTube videos, moving to XYZ city, can we schedule a call, right? So that's what I leverage social media for. But if you're going to put raw videos out there, you can. For me, it's kind of just a waste of time, right? Like, doing the style of videos that I teach and preach on YouTube is not really content that my viewers want to look at. And it's a huge kind of time waste for me, where I leverage my social media to be, unavoidably me.
I love it. I love it. So let's go through a couple of questions. Typically we would hear from agents when they're thinking about, okay, let's I want to do YouTube. I want to hold on one second. I want to use YouTube. So what about, I don't know what to do a video on. I mean, how do I identify topics that my prospect is searching for? Because you said, and Dave said, and I said about directional, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do I know what topics to use? How do I identify that?
So again, this is content marketing and answering the consumer's questions. So the first thing you need to understand is, what the hell are they typing into the search bar? And that gives you your video title and topic. And so I started, and that was something that was taught early on too, is like, you got to do your market updates, and the Portland, Oregon real estate market update and escrow process. And Well, when you type that into, TubeBuddy and you type in Portland, Oregon and escrow process or inspection or any of that stuff, you come back with 0 results. Like nobody cares about that stuff, right? But again, if I forced you to move here to Houston or to North Idaho next week, what are you really going to be searching? Best areas to live in North Idaho, top areas. What are the best suburbs? How much does it cost to live? What are the pros and cons? Should I move there? That's the questions that people truly have. And so you can use tools like TubeBuddy. In fact, if you go to my channel, Channel Junkies, I've got an entire playlist. I've given everything away for over 3 years. I have 500 videos giving every ounce of this stuff away for free. So you can go get lost in there. But I have an entire playlist of TubeBuddy tutorials. So it teaches you how to use TubeBuddy, how to find titles, how to optimize, how to, not only shoot these videos or what videos to shoot, but how to rank them number one. So it really just goes to go into Google or go into YouTube. I prefer YouTube. Type in like living in your city, and it's going to drop down a whole bar of 15 video titles that you can shoot today.
That's fantastic. So in other words, basically, what are people searching for? And it's not a science. It's not a brain surgery. It's not rocket science.
No.
To go in and figure out, because if someone's looking for where they want to live, they're going to put the town in there. Okay. So let's just go to the next question, right? So people come to me as a coach and as a mentor, and I hear this. I'm going to say at least once a week from my clients, from my mentees. What do you think about getting leads from Zillow? So they ask me that.
Yeah.
And my response is always, well, okay, so what is your other prospecting? If you want to use it to supplement a good business, I think it's a great idea. If you want to use it to get more business out of one lead at a time, I think it's a great idea. Because let's face it, you're not going to make a hell of a lot of money on that lead. But if you can parlay that into 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 more deals, it makes sense. What are your thoughts on that, Jackson?
So here's my thoughts. And in the real estate world, unfortunately, once somebody kind of buys into their system and what works, they'll shit on everything else. I don't shit on Zillow. It's saved a lot of real estate agents' careers. But here's the thing about it. At the end of the day, you have to calculate how much you have to invest into Zillow. You just said, hey, I do it because I can turn it into 2 to 5 deals. But if you heard at the beginning of this and about 5 minutes ago, what did I say? I'm the shittiest realtor ever. So I can't convert. You could give me 10,000 Zillow leads. I'm not going to be able to convert that. I don't know. So my why, my everything was I need people reaching out to me. And that's what I've found out through YouTube. It's not going to work for everybody. But when I say, hey, people are like, yeah, I want to get into, or should I buy Zillow? Actually, Dave, this is probably more what you hear because I hear it all the time. Hey, I've got $1,000 cleared up or $3,000, or I've got $10,000 marketing budget. Which lead generation platform should I go into? Right. And that's really where they're focused. But I don't care where you get your leads from. They're basically all the same. And unfortunately, a lot of them are tire kickers, right? And so what I feel like is when you brand yourself, you eliminate not even having to get the leads, but maybe getting above the funnel. So Zillow's coming out. They're starting to pinch. And to be honest, Zillow has the best platform, period. If I go look at houses to invest or look, I just go to Zillow because it's the best platform. Like I love it, right? So what we have to realize is that there's a whole funnel game, right? You got Zillow, Redfin, all these different platforms out there, and they're starting to squeeze. You have to pay to put your rental on there now. They're going to start charging you to put listings. They're going to start taking more and more money, and it's really going to start hurting people's businesses. The new age real estate, and I heard a stat the other day, which is just crazy. 85% of the deals that'll be closed in the next 5 years will be from agents who are not even licensed yet. So I think a lot of people are going to get wiped out because we are so heavily reliant on lead generation systems that are costing incredibly amount more money, and they're getting tougher to convert. Whereas this is a new style of world we're living in where it's influential style. So one of the biggest pain points I had early on in my career was all the top dogs going, well, I'm the top local agent. I've closed this many deals. I've been doing it 20 years. I'm a local. And I'm like, damn it, I'm not that, right? And then I like would get a listing lead off of, something or a cold call or Jesse. And I would go to that listing appointment and I would lose it because the other agent had more experience than me. Well, how do we eliminate that? We fucking brand us. You build your brand, you never need to spend a penny again.
Right.
Here's the most powerful thing I'll ever say. I don't care what Zillow does or Redfin. I love what they do. Go keep doing it, Zillow. Make your money, right? I've actually listened to a podcast with the owner. The dude's brilliant. He's just like, I just wanted to make this easier for people. But I don't care what they do because I'm so far above Zillow, Redfin, any of those platforms. Because think about this, Dave. If you're going to move to North Idaho or Houston, I keep saying this because I know I've moved and I know what people think now. Are you going to just search 3-bed, 2-bath house in Houston? Hell no. You're trying to figure out where the hell to live. You're searching frantically. Oh my God, I'm going to move to the wrong area. I'm going to hate it. Where the hell do I live? Where the hell are the streets? What's close to this? So before they ever even look at a 3-bed, 4-bedroom house, they're trying to figure out where to live. So I'm so far above the funnel. They're calling and going, oh my God, I love your videos, and you're so real. You're so honest. My family's moving there. We have a budget of $850,000. Can you help us find a house? You bet. Absolutely. We take the Zoom call with our lender. We have a whole system process. And with that, guess what? We go, okay, we've got your criteria. We're going to send you an updated list of listings. It's going to update all the time. You click a little heart and favorite what you like, and we'll be able to customize a search for you. They're like, oh my God, that's amazing. It's literally from our CRM. So before they've ever even searched for a house, I'm so far above Zillow, Redfin that I don't care what they do. I've built Brand Jackson. It doesn't cost us one dime. And it's continuing to 5x over and over and over. And now the last thing about that is when you build your brand and you get these reach outs, they know, like, and trust you. There is no converting. And I've had multiple people say, Jackson, thank you for teaching me this. I don't even like referrals anymore because I still have to convert them. They don't know who I am. These YouTube leads, they've already converted me. They want me.
Right. So I want to supplement what you've been saying about everything throughout this entire broadcast about, we just hit on Zillow and all the other types of things. To me, when you look at a top agent, and you talked about, 85% of the deals that are going to be done in the next number of years aren't even agents yet. The process that we're seeing right now is a lot of people got into business over the last couple of years. This also happened, guess when? 2004, 5, 6, whenever it was, right? Where we had that other debacle, right? So I want everybody to understand that at that time we had a change. In that time we had a change of went from real estate agents to order takers. That has transformed over the last number of years to, if you can get that listing, do whatever it takes, right? And it got easy. And if you had a buyer, you could, if you got to that were able to structure that deal, you could get it. It wasn't as easy as back in 05, but it was pretty easy. But you're seeing the difficulties now with interest rates going up. Nobody knows how to have that conversation, that interest rate conversation, right? That's something else to do a video about as well. Interest rates in Houston, Texas. That could be something, right? Could be something, right? So my point is this. The old style stuff that used to happen is done, in my opinion, which to me means there's brokerages out there that are past their prime, meaning franchises, et cetera, where the brand is all about you. And this is where I'm getting at. You created the Jackson brand. I created the Dave Finale brand. Yes, I have a name for it. Yes, you have a name for it, but we've created our own brands through being present on social, and we've taken our choices and use them to the best of our abilities. Video, you did it specifically. I've done it a little differently, but we've done it. So that's really, I know I went around there, but it has to do with a lot of things being obsolete. Would you agree with that?
So, and that's what I see when 85% are going to be gone. It's because they don't have any brand and they've always used the brokerage as the brand. I've heard it a million times, like, well, I have to go to that brokerage because of the brand, or I'm staying at this brokerage because of the brand. And what's happening, I've trained thousands of agents how to do this across the country. If you've seen a living in city state channel across the country, I've taught them. They've come through my trainings, boot camps. Everyone who's closing deals said their average price points went skyrocketing up. Credit scores, all that stuff. These people that are moving, shaking right now, they've got great, credit. They got a lot of money. They want to buy houses. So I could literally hang my license at Walmart, and I'll close the exact same amount of business. They're not
Yes.
calling because of the brokerage. They fucking can't wait to work with me. They will call me, they will text me, they will DM me, they will do anything to get a hold of me. And I can even hand that lead off to another teammate to close because that's how bad they want to work with me.
Right.
And so when I see, these numbers of people, how many will be out of the game, it's because we're too reliant on a brokerage. And I hear it all the time. Well, that one's going to give me leads. That one's going to give me leads. We've got to start figuring out how we can brand ourselves. And it's not always video. Podcasting, there's blogging, there's Pinterest. Like there are ways that you can get in front of consumers who are constantly searching information, but you got to dig deep. So when I coach it, I've coached thousands of agents, and it's never, here's your perfect SEO buttons, and here's your perfect, YouTube title. And here, I'll give you all that shit. But if you can't figure out who you are and shoot a good video and tell stories, it's not going to ever rank. It's not going to go anywhere. So my coaching that I do is more mental. I've traveled the country from big market to small market, mountain towns to ocean towns, you name it. I know how to speak on these videos, and I can build that brand that people are dying to work with, right? And so that's what we have to focus on, is just being 100% us, and putting it out there on mediums to where we can get in front of audiences, and then building our brand.
So dude, let me ask you this question, right? So you're talking about talking to people and optimizing stuff and everything, optimizing. How do you optimize a video to reach your prospects? I mean, are there ways to do it? Are there, is there magic stuff that you do? I know I'm being facetious a little bit there, but we talked about content, what to talk about, where to put it, but how do we actually get people to see it when they type in that search? How do we optimize that to reach our prospects?
Yeah, so that's the whole basis of SEO, search engine optimization. But again, I love these questions. This is my kind of shit because I can give you the backstory of how I've made this so easy for a lot of people. But at the end of the day, you have to figure out keywords, right? So really strong keywords are just Portland, Oregon. Pretty strong keywords, long tail, living in Portland, Oregon. So when people are searching anything that has to do with Portland, Oregon, moving to, living in, I want to be able to not like show up at the top of the list. So that is one reason why I renamed my channel, which was the Real Agent Now group with Jackson Wilkey and Jesse Dow. Nobody searched that shit ever. And what I did one day is I realized once I started becoming a YouTuber, like, man, the whole channel is about Portland, Oregon. It's not about me. So it was being taught by other YouTubers and digital marketers to have your name, your brand, your email, your phone number, your squeeze page, your landing page all over your YouTube channel. Well, one, that's salesy and gross. Two, it doesn't tell anybody what the channel's about. Three, a bunch of links getting people off of YouTube. Do you think YouTube likes that? No. So there's a lot of things that I learned. I named my channel Living in Portland, Oregon, which now ranks #1 when you search it. That was the day everything changed. You see thousands of living in channels across the country. I started that trend. So how do you rank that stuff, right? It's not just titles. Yes, you have to have a title. You use a tool called TubeBuddy. I have a whole playlist on it, like I mentioned. So you're going to go find a title that people are searching that has pretty good search volume, not a lot of competition. And then after that, I used to in my descriptions, because again, it was taught, oh, you got to make sure you put your landing pages, your numbers, your emails, all that squeeze page. So I was writing all that in my description. Biggest mistake I ever made. See, the whole thing you keep mentioning optimization, that is exactly how do you optimize? How do you, what that is telling YouTube this quick. Someone searches something in that your video is all about that, right? So in that description, instead of putting all your squeeze pages, landing pages, links, and all about you, you've got to tell YouTube what your video is about. So that description is very, very, very important to get your keywords back in there. Again, I break this down step by step in a lot of those videos, but I'm going to take a title. Let's say it's the cost of living in Portland, Oregon. And the very first thing I put in my description box, cost of living in Portland, Oregon. And then I'm going to write, so are you thinking about moving or relocating to Portland, Oregon and wondering how much it costs to live in Portland, Oregon? In this video, we're going to discuss all of those costs that you may see when moving to Portland, Oregon. So in there, I'm going to have moving to Portland, Oregon, living in Portland, Oregon. And what that does is it actually on TubeBuddy, it will build up your TubeBuddy score for optimization. That was one way I learned early on. Oh my God, even these YouTubers that aren't realtors have these videos with like 1 million views, like 10 reasons not to move to Idaho. I can outrank them now because they don't actually optimize their video correctly. They don't put a lot of keyword and effort into their descriptions. And then you have tags. Obviously, tags are something that we're going to try and put 1 million tags in there and try and rank for everything. It's going to hurt you. You really only want a couple of them that really surround your title. So cost of living in Houston or Portland, Oregon. How much is the cost to live in Portland, Oregon? Living in Portland, Oregon. Moving to Portland, Oregon. You only want a couple of them. And really, tagging is kind of coming obsolete in the YouTube world. So really, I want that title dialed, and then I want that description box. Well, you can have all that shit dialed, but if your thumbnail sucks ass, you're not going to get clicked. So now you've got to work on thumbnails and get those. I've split test thousands of thumbnails. So a lot of these thumbnails you see realtors use across the country, those are the ones that I've come up with. I've split test them thousands of times. Even tweaking one little word in a thumbnail can get it a 2% higher click-through rate. So when I say I'm a data analytic nerd, I'm absolutely that, and I love it. But that is what we need to focus on, is finding a good title, filling out that description, and then here's my biggest code that I cracked, Dave. And sorry, I'm long-winded, but in order to rank a video, we do not shoot short-form content. What are we always taught? 30 seconds max, 60 seconds max. Well, I used to shoot shorter videos on YouTube, but what have I told you the whole time the basis is? Click-through rates, average view duration. So if my average view duration is only a minute long, YouTube doesn't give a shit about that video. So I started shooting longer and longer videos, telling more and more stories, really grabbing people's attention. And that inevitably, I don't care how many of my students or realtors are in a market, I will go beat them because I'll shoot longer videos that keep people's attention longer. Even if we have the exact same title, exact same description, I'll shoot a video that's longer and gets a longer average view duration, and YouTube goes, holy shit, this video is keeping people on 5-8 minutes longer than any of those other videos. We're going to recommend this out to everybody. And that is why my channels flip from usually like YouTube search is my number one traffic source all the way to now my browse and my suggested, because YouTube's just blasting this video out to as many people as it can who are even thinking about Portland, Oregon.
Okay. So importance, title, got to have your keywords in it.
Mm-hmm.
Description, got to have your keywords in it. Correct?
Correct.
All right.
And your dialect, what you speak on, right? That's another important part, because YouTube translates everything that you say. It's all metadata. So if you do a video all about the Portland, Oregon housing market and escrow process, and then you title it pros and cons, it's going to go, nope. And people are not going to watch it. So your average view duration, all that shit's going to plummet, and it'll never rank. So you have to be very cognizant of not only title and descriptions, but that video, you need to be mentioning your keywords in it, and it needs to be all about that video.
So should you, so can you do off the cuff videos with length, or should you script your videos with the keywords?
I teach anti-script. Again, what have I taught? Brand you. So the problem is I'll see people all the time scripting, reading, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Usually their eyes aren't on the thing. And here's my biggest pet peeve, because I've literally coached thousands of agents.
You know what you're gonna say.
They turn their phone, because they'll shoot with their phone with the screen facing them, or they have to have this really nice digital camera and have a screen. And the whole time they're over there, they're looking at themselves, right? And they're reading a script, and their eyes are over here, and they're not looking in the camera. So what scripting is going to do, it's going to make everybody think you're fake and you don't know what you're talking about. So they're going to jump off your video really quickly. So your average view durations are going to go to shit, and it's not going to work. Are you going to be able to do this right out of the gate? Hell no. But I've told you how many thousands of videos I've shot to get comfortable to where I'm at today. Now you give me a title, I'm going to shoot for 20, 30 minutes without even taking a breath barely. So I've just done it so many times. But at the beginning, I used to script. And so another thing, like Karen would teach with those escrow inspection and kind of real estate videos, I didn't know what I was talking about. I'm the shittiest realtor ever. So what did I do? I wrote out scripts, and I would study that script. And if I messed up one word or one number, I would reshoot the whole video thinking that these people are going to kill me. Now I know if I mess up a street name, city name, if a number's off, they don't know. They have no fucking clue. They really don't. But if I can sit here and tell you, so people listening to this whole story right now, I'm not reading a script. They're interested because I'm telling you stories the entire time of how I developed all this stuff. So get away from scripting as much as possible. If you do anything, I will write bullet points. If it's 10 reasons not to move to Idaho, all I'm going to have is
Oh, you
one or
froze.
two words. One, like number one is snow. Number two is guns. Number three is, is mountain, is bears. And all I need is that one word. And then I'm going to tell you a story on snow. I'm going to tell you a story on, so I'm all story form. Stories grab people's attention and bring them in, and it can get you longer average view durations.
That's great advice, because that one thing you just said may not seem really big to a lot of people, but you just helped me with a couple of things, because scripting is one thing, and that's where this came from. And scripting is, for me, I think I always sound better when I script, but I don't think I sound like me when I script.
Right.
Right. And yes, there are so many apps out there that you can now have a teleprompter on your phone when you're doing a video, which has helped me. I'll be honest, I've used it. 95% of my videos are unscripted. I've got a thought and I move forward. My only thing is I need to stay on topic and remember what I'm talking about. And that is really the hardest thing I think most people, get involved with. So, one of the
Hey,
things
on that real quick, what's funny is we have this idea in our head as real estate agents because, we see HGTV and we see these top producers and everything is polished and suit and ties and perfect words. And so that's where our minds go. I've started flipping it. I will literally grab a piece of paper like this in my video and go, all right, in this video, we're going to discuss the 10 things you must know before moving to Houston, Texas. I got my list right here. And I'm telling you right now, number 10 is going to have you hating Texas. So if you want to know that, we're getting after it right now. They love that shit. They don't care that I got a list. I will own it. I will take a second, take a breath. I'll mess up words. I'll fumble words and be like, damn it. What am I trying to say? Comment down below what I'm trying to say. And they'll laugh. And I mean, I've pulled up my Crocs and my socks in my videos. I wear nothing but shorts, Jordans, LeBrons, t-shirts in every video. I have doctors, I have lawyers, I have professional athletes, fellow YouTubers, moms, dads, retirees, 20-year-old. I have everybody calling me for people who like Jackson. There's a lot of people out there that grease me up in the comments and fucking hate my guts, and I'm glad they don't call me. But our business is 5Xing every single year because the people that call us fucking love us, and they love us. I talk about drinking brewskis in every video. If I took everybody up on the brewskis, I would have 8 million brewskis to drink right now, because people go, hey man, I'm coming in. I want to buy you a brewski. I'm coming in. I'm just like you. I got wife, kids, yada, yada, yada. So the more you're yourself, the more business you're going to get from ideal people. And I heard this the other day from somebody, and they said, you make way more money working with people that you like. And it's so true. So your average, price points and everything will go up when you start just being yourself.
And I think the important part there with that is, like, people, say that, I work with everybody. No, you don't. If you want to work with
The worst
everybody,
mistake you can make.
that's right. Your business is going to suck.
Yep.
Here's the thing. We want to work with people that are just like us.
Yep.
We want to work with those kinds of people. And
yeah,
I'm
we get
telling you,
massive referrals now because, one, they don't know anybody else, but two, we're just their ride or die, man. I mean, literally.
it's even the doctors, the lawyers that are looking at you, they're just like you too. They just happen to be doctors and lawyers.
You're damn straight.
Right. They went to school.
I've had a lot of beers with doctors.
So
I've
what?
seen some doctors smoke weed and go fly fishing. I know they're normal people. So at the end of the day, if they don't like me, they don't like me. But that goes into something different. We learned this the hard way. When I started YouTube videos, I tried to be the local Portland guy and the top real estate agent, and I spoke to nobody. And me and Jesse really struggled with this early on because we were trying to be the same person. I would dress up. And once we started loosening up, and actually what happened, here was the breakthrough of all breakthroughs. I started shooting all these videos about Portland and all this shit and like not being myself and scripting. And then one day I was like, you know what? I'm starting to kind of figure this YouTube thing out a little bit. And I just moved to Portland too. I think I'm going to do a video on moving to Portland, my story, and just tell people some of the shit that drives me nuts here and some of the things I love. Like, either it's going to bury me and they're going to think I'm new here and I'm a new agent and they're going to hate it, or I don't know, maybe it'll work. Fucking erupted. I told this story in the video of, here, one thing that drives me nuts about Portland, Oregon is the babysit, the daycare here. Oh my God. I moved from Idaho. It was $42 a day for me to have both kids going to school. Now I have to pay $60 a day for one kid. And my son, I can't get to his school to pick him up in time. So for 1 hour, he has to get bused to this school program, $36 a day for about 30 minutes. It is so astronomically expensive here in Portland. So before you move here, lock down your daycare. These are all things in our mind. We think, oh my God, now nobody's going to move to Portland. No, they're still fucking moving. And guess what? The comments started coming. Oh my God, I love how real you are, Jackson. And I actually just took the past 3 months trying to find a daycare. Thank you so much for saying that. We're now moving there and we want you to help us buy $1 million home. So I started being more honest. I started understanding that. And I started going down this hole of who I was, which is a dad, 3 kids, love drinking brewskis. I started getting so confident and the reach outs doubled. And then Jesse, he is that market guru and he's talking, all right, what's up with this neighborhood? He's like, dude, I'm telling you right now, this is like the pinnacle area for investors, for anybody wanting to get in early. It's sandwiched right in between Sabin and Irvington. And it is one of the hottest areas that nobody knows about. You can knock down, tear, and the cap rates are X, Y. And he's just, because I could get him if I say, Jesse, talk about Portland. He's like, I don't know what to say. He's born and raised there. But when I say, what's up with this neighborhood? Have you had any clients move here? Dude, he would rip stories, stats, numbers. So the messages would come like that. What's up, Jackson? Oh my God, love your videos. I got 3 kids too. When I get in, we're going to grab a brewski. Anyways, we got a budget of $800,000. Can you help us buy a house? And then another message come in. It's like, hey, Jesse, John here from San Diego, California. Need to do a 1031 exchange on a property. Go ahead and give me a call when you get a chance. Like, we started casting this wider net and attracting our ideal clients. And that it just opened the door to us being who we are.
Love it. I got 2 things I want to talk about really quickly. First one should be really quick, I think. So you have separate channels. Now, a lot of people have an account, a YouTube account. Is it okay to have one account and different channels?
Yep. I have a video on my account for this. So what you do is create brand accounts. So I have 13 channels and all you need is one YouTube account. So your Google account, you can actually go into your settings, advanced settings, go to your YouTube channel management and just create a brand account. You can do it in about 30 seconds. If you go to my channel, Junkies channel, and just type in creating another channel or a brand account, you'll see that video. I walk you right through it. But yeah, that's what you want to do. And realtors, I coach thousands of realtors, like I said, and they always, well, I got a channel. It's got a bunch of listing videos and property tours. And you say that doesn't work. Should I start a new channel or can I just go with this one? That's up to you. I would start a new fresh one so that you get that raw, fresh data and start from scratch. I even had to tell Kyle Whistle, hey, your East County Eats, because I coached him up. We were talking. He's like, I'm just going to start doing my living in San Diego stuff on that channel. I've already got 800 subscribers. I said, Kyle, how many of those subscribers are realtors? He's like, all of them. And I'm like, so now you're going to put all of your living in San Diego videos to a bunch of real estate agents. It's just going to kill the algorithms. We're going to start you a new channel. You got to go fresh. He blows me up, dude. He's like, I'm fucking killing it. I'm starting to get reach outs. It's huge. So, Whistle's my dog. And even he had to go create that new one. But when you start it fresh, you're not behind the 8 ball, right? So yes, go create a brand account. And if you want a whole YouTube channel up for your listings, for your clients and all that, do that. But if you're going to go organic, build that fresh channel, start from scratch. I'm telling you, I've done it a lot of times, homies. Just start fresh.
Yeah, if you guys don't know who Kyle Whistle is, you need to look him up. Kyle is one of the top teams, one of the top agents in San Diego. Him and Dan Beer down that area. Kyle did, I think around $400 million in 2021, and he owes most of it to his video work. Top video agent in the country, as a matter of fact. But I got one other technical question.
And even he needed some help with the YouTube. I love it.
What's that?
And even he needed to tweak his YouTube because it's a beast. It's a bear cat. But yeah, old Whistle, man, that dude's a beast.
And I basically, when it came to video and YouTube, I learned a long time ago. I had surgery and I couldn't work for a week. Couldn't do anything for a week, and that's when I learned video. That was about 15 years ago, and I got it to work really, really well. And so now I still do it. You talked the other day when we were talking on the phone, getting ready for this, about your walk and talk videos and your video vlog. Now, is that a separate channel? Is that something you're doing live on YouTube? Talk to me a little bit about that before we finish today.
Okay, so that's 2 completely separate different things. The walk and talk is my podcast. So if you go to any of your podcast platforms and just type in Channel Junkies, you'll see it there. I have hundreds of podcasts up there, and a lot of it's live Q&A. So every Wednesday, at 1 p.m. Central Time. So that's 11 Pacific. I go live on YouTube and I answer all questions. So you can come join me, ask me any question you have, and I answer it live. I'll even bring up the screen, show you what I'm talking about. So those are podcasts. But what I started doing is I've done this thing and documented it for 3 years. I've got hundreds of videos. I've coached thousands of agents, and I literally think about this stuff 24/7. So every day when I walk to the gym, I do a walk and talk. And it is not just like, do these 3 things and here's your tips. It is fucking deep, like psychology behind videos. And I'm even answering, people's questions who are starting to email me on the walk and talk. So go check out that podcast. The vlog is something that I invented, the real estate vlog, because that day I realized Beaverton, Oregon was searched 15 times a month more on YouTube than Google. So that is where we go into a city, because I want to own the keywords of, living in Beaverton, Oregon, or Katy, Texas, or the Woodlands, Texas, right? So I'm going to vlog it. People want to see it. So it's definitely one thing that separates, some of the top channels from others. You don't have to do vlogs, but it's something that I always do. And so I will go into a city and kind of show the main hub, whatever that is. Is it a downtown, a park, a certain neighborhood, whatever? That's the main hub. And then 2 or 3 typical style hoods, who lives there, who doesn't, and I'm out, right? But really strong calls to action in a lot of my videos. The call to action, again, that's something we didn't touch on, which is uber important in your videos. And I have a perfect script for that. But yeah, the vlog is where I actually go out and show people boots on the ground, walk, talk, what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play in these areas.
So what I'd like to do in the next month or so, get you and your partner Jesse on at the same time. We'll talk about this stuff again. We are up against time. I wanted to ask you your every Wednesday broadcast on YouTube. How do people find you on that?
Yeah, just go to your podcast, go to your YouTube, type in Channel Junkies. You'll see me there. If you type in Channel Junkies in YouTube, you're going to come right up onto the channel there. And there's 500 videos teaching everything. I go live every single week. I've been documenting this stuff for 3+ years of exactly how to do it. So that's where I would go. It's all free, and you'll learn a ton there. You'll go down a serious rabbit hole.
When are you live?
Every Wednesday at 1 Central. So that's 11 Pacific and 2 Eastern. So 11 Pacific or 2 Eastern, 1 Central, whatever time zone you're in, put it in your calendar and come join me live. Just subscribe and you'll get notified. But just go to YouTube, go to my channel, and you'll see it. I kick on live every single Wednesday. And we'll go for an hour sometimes just answering questions.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, man. So I got this on there about going live and stuff. And we've got a lot of great people. A lot of people have tuned in today. And I don't know if they tuned in for you or they tuned in for my new branding with the blue colors.
That's what it was, baby.
Anyway, so tell me, excuse me, how do people get in touch with you, man? What's the best way to find you and to get in touch with you to start having you help them with their stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you could shoot me an email, info@jacksonwilkey.com if you want to reach me. And then I highly advise, I'm a dude who loves giving it away. Go to the Channel Junkies, free channel. There's hundreds of videos, and just start going through it. See if it's a fit. See if I'm a fit. That kind of stuff. But yeah, if you want to partner with us or get training, that kind of stuff, info@jacksonwilkey.com. You can just shoot me an email. That's the easiest way.
Okay, great. I'm just typing that out. I had it before. I don't know what happened, but here it is. Let's get that up there. So everybody, just info@jacksonwilkey.com. I spelled that wrong. Sorry about that. Let me fix that. Public typing was never my thing. So sometimes talking about public speaking, I'm talking about public typing here, guys. So anyway, Jackson, I want to thank you so much for being on. This has been a great session. So much stuff here, so much to listen to, so many comments today. Very happy with this. We got great stuff, and these are all people that I've worked with that are commenting today. Fans of mine, which are now fans of yours, my friend. I can't wait. Hey, everybody. Don't forget, info@jacksonwilkey.com. You go to Channel Junkies on YouTube, channeljunkies.com. Check these guys out. They do coach agents. There was a question earlier about that. They do coach real estate agents. And honestly, guys, I'm going to be one of your students really soon, as soon as I get my act together with everything that I'm doing. Jackson, stay on for a second. Everybody, thank you so much. This has been Real Estate Talk TGIF. My name is Dave Finale, Real Estate Skill Builder. If you want more information about me, you can go to realestateskillbuilder.com, or you can go and set up to talk to me at talktodavef.com, and we can have a conversation, or talktodave.work, two different places to go. Hey, man, thanks again. See you all later.
Cheers, homies.